Hello guys, welcome to another video in the series of coding. Today we are going to do the problem which is called smallest absolute difference. So you are given an array of size n containing positive integers n and a number k. Absolute difference between values at indices I and j is given as a of I minus a of j, and then you take the modulus. So there are n into n minus 1 by 2 such pairs, and you have to print the kth smallest absolute difference among all these pairs. Let's try to take an example to understand. Suppose you have the array 1, 2, 5, 10, right? So how many pairs will you form? Let's see all the pairs. So let me keep the first element as 1, okay? And what can form pair with 1? First of all, let's say 1 and 2 are going to form a pair, right? So what is the absolute difference of elements 1 and 2? It's just 1, right? So let me note 1. So I have 1. Now let's take the next pair with 1 and 5. What is the absolute difference? 1 minus 5, if you take mod, you will get 4, right? Let's take the next pair. Next pair will be between 1 and 10. What is the absolute difference? So absolute difference will be 1 minus 10, that will be 9. Now you take the next element, okay? Let's take the next element, which is 2. Now with 2, let's try to fix 2 and let's try to find all other pairs. So between 2 and 5, what is the absolute difference? 2 minus 5 is 3, so we have 3. Next, between 2 and 10, what is the absolute difference? 2 minus 10 is equal to minus 8, and if you take mod, you will get 8. So I write 8. Okay. Now let's take the next possible number. So we have 5, and the 5, 10 pair, if you take, you will get 5, right? So these are all the possible pairs, right? And how do we get all these pairs? So it's very simple. How do you get all these pairs? So with 1 you have 3 pairs, right? With 2 you have 2 pairs. With 5 you have 1 pair. So totally you have 6 pairs. And this is just n into n plus 1 by 2. Here what you have? Here you have 3, right? 3 as your n. 3 into 4 by 2. So you have 6. So totally you have 6 pairs, right? So in this case, you have 6 pairs. Now, among these 6 pairs, okay, you will be given some k. For example, if k is equal to 1, then I have to return 1 as the answer. If k is equal to 2, the second smallest pair is 3. I have to return 3 as the answer. If k is equal to 3, then the third smallest pair is 4. I have to return 4 as the answer. If k is equal to 4, then the fourth smallest is 5. I have to return 5 as the answer. If k is given 5, I have to return 8 as the answer. If k is given 6, I have to return 9 as the answer, right? So these are all the possible pairs that we have, right? Now let's try to find out how we can solve this problem. So the brute force approach to solve this problem is just list down all the pairs, right? So what we did, we listed down all the pairs. How many pairs are there? N into n plus 1 by 2. So list down all the pairs, then sort those pairs, and then find the kth smallest according to the k. Okay, let's say k is given equal to 3. If k is equal to 3, find the third smallest and you can return the answer 4. So for making all the pairs, the time complexity will be O of n square. Sorting will be n log n, right? So this will be the time complexity, but this is a brute force approach. So we want to do something better, right? Brute force approach is not good. So one thing that we can notice here, the pairs, right, are going to be in the range of 1 to 9. See, in this, if I sort my array, right, if I sort my array, here it's sorted, right? In our example it's sorted. If I take the minimum possible, right, and if I take the maximum possible numbers, I will get the highest possible difference. See, because I want to get the maximum value, right? The maximum value that I can get between any two numbers, the maximum absolute difference of any two numbers in this array. For that you will have to maximize your first number and you will have to minimize your second number. So the maximum first number is 10 and the minimum number is 1. So 10 minus 1, 9. So all my pairs will definitely be less than equal to 9. Okay, all the absolute difference, all the absolute difference pairs that I have listed here, right? All the numbers that I have listed here, which are just the absolute difference between any two numbers in this array, all these numbers are going to be less than 9, because 9 is the maximum value that you can get here. because maximum number minus the minimum number, if you take the absolute difference of that will give you. Okay, so we know what is the maximum value that we get. We know the highest value. What about the lowest value? What about the lowest value? See, how can we find out the lowest value? The lowest value, see, you need not find out you need not just do all the pairs. See, what you can observe is, if you sort the inputs, right, the difference between 1 and 2 is 1, the difference between 1 and 5 is 4, the difference between 1 and 10 is 9, right? So the difference keeps on increasing, because what you are doing, if you are keeping B as fixed, right, B is fixed, let's say B is 1, and if you increase A, right, if it is sorted, first time your A is 2, next time your A is increased to 5, next time your A is increased to 10, right? So if you keep on increasing A, obviously this number is going to increase. So you want to find the minimum number you will get only with the first pair, only you can get with the first possible pair. If 1 is fixed, the minimum difference, see, you will get 1, 4 and 9. If you keep 1 as fixed, the differences that you can get will be 1 or 4 or 9, right? So the minimum difference you will get only if you keep 1 as fixed and you take the next just closest adjacent number. So the minimum difference can be 1. Okay, so let's store the minimum, it can be 1, but this was with 1 fixed. We can also get the minimum difference maybe with some other number. For example, let's fix 2. Again, when we fix 2, if you have to find the minimum difference, if you take 2 and 5, you will get 3 as the difference. If you take 2 and 10, you will get 8 as the difference. So you need not look at later differences. To find the minimum difference, you can just check 2 adjacent numbers. So if we check these 2 adjacent numbers, the minimum difference is 3. So we will check with our candidate. So 1, we will compare 1 with 3. 1 is less than 3. So till now global minimum is 1. Okay. Next we will check these 2 adjacent numbers, 5 and 10. The difference between 5 and 10 is 5. We will again compare with minimum. Our minimum is equal to 1. So 1 will remain our minimum. Okay. So now we know the highest and lowest possible values. Now what we will do? Now let's try to find out our answer. Okay. Let's take an example. Let's say my k is equal to 5. So what should be my answer? My answer should be 8. Let's see how we can arrive at this answer 8. Okay. Let's see how we can arrive at this answer 8. So if my k is equal to 5, the fifth smallest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it should be 8. Okay. Now let's say I don't want to find all these pairs, right? I don't want to find all these pairs, because if I find all these pairs, my time complexity will be O of n square. I don't want. Let me push it away. I don't want all these pairs. Okay. So what I will do, but I just know one thing. Simply by iterating the array once, I know that the lowest possible value I will have is 1 and the highest possible value I will have is 9. We just saw how to find out, right? Highest you can just take the maximum minus minimum, and lowest you can just check for adjacent numbers, whichever gives you lowest, that will be your lowest. Okay. Now I know my pairs are between low and high. Now let me try to do one thing. Let me take the mid value. So now what we are doing is, we know the lowest answer is 1 and the highest possible answer is 9. We have to find the answer, right? We have to find the answer. We have to find the kth smallest, right? We have to find the fifth smallest absolute difference. Okay. So let's do one thing. Between low and high, what do we have? 1 plus 10 is 9. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 by 2 is 5. So our mid value is 5. So let me check if 5 is the answer. So what I'm doing, I'm going to check if 5 is my answer. If 5 is my answer, I'm going to check is 5 a possible answer. When will 5 be an answer? 5 will be, see, 5 is a candidate for answer, right? 5 is a candidate for answer. 5 is a candidate. How will 5 be the answer? 5 will be the answer if in this entire array, in this entire array there are less than equal to exactly 5 pairs, right? Because we want to find the fifth smallest absolute difference. If there are less than equal to exactly 5 absolute differences that are less than equal to 5, then 5 will be my answer. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's calculate how many absolute difference pairs I can get with which are less than 5. How do we calculate that? See what I'm doing. I have 1, 2, 5, 10. I'm trying to check if 5 is a possible answer. So what I will do, I will try to calculate. How will I calculate? So let me take pairs. Okay. Let me take pairs. So what is this? This is, let's say, this is I and this is J. Okay. Now what is the difference between I and J? Difference is currently 1. See, The absolute difference between 1 and 2 is 1, right? So 1 is less than 5, right? I am checking for 5. 1 is less than equal to 5. So I have one pair. Currently I found one pair, right? So let me write down the pairs. I found one pair that is having absolute difference less than equal to 5, because 1 is less than equal to 5. So there is a pair which is having absolute difference less than equal to 5. What is that pair? That pair is 1, 2 as of now, right? So I will also keep a count of the pairs. Okay, so I can keep a count. I have found one pair. Okay, I have found one pair. Now see, the difference between these two numbers is less than equal to 5. Now if I increment my I and I bring it here, and I extend this window, right? We are using sliding window concept. If I extend this window, I can still get an absolute difference less than equal to 5, because what are we doing? We are trying to find out how many pairs have absolute difference less than equal to 5. How many pairs have absolute difference less than equal to 5? That is what we are trying to find out. Now if I increment I can still get more pairs that have absolute difference less than equal to 5, because now currently the absolute difference is 1 is less than 5, right? So I can still get more pairs. So let's see what we are doing. So now I incremented my window. Now this is my window. So what is the absolute difference between 5 and 1? The absolute difference between 5 and 1 is 4. It is less than equal to 5, right? It is less than equal to 5. That means what? In this entire window, I have two pairs. I got two more extra pairs. Let's see it again. The highest value is 5, lowest value is 1. 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. 4 is less than equal to 5, right? 4 is less than equal to 5. What are we checking? We are checking how many pairs have absolute difference less than equal to 5. So I took the highest value 5, I took the lowest value 1. It is sorted, right? It is sorted. So I can take this. So I found 4. 4 is the absolute difference. 4 is less than equal to 5. That means I found two pairs. Which have absolute difference less than equal to 5. Why? Because if this pair, if 5 minus 1, okay, if this is less than equal to, if this is 4, right, this is 4 is less than equal to 5, obviously the phi 2 pair will also be less than equal to 5, because if this is less than equal to 5, okay, see, a minus b is less than equal to 5 anyway. Now if I increment b, obviously that will also be less than equal to 5, right? See, if 5 minus 1 is giving me less than equal to 5, 5 minus 2 will obviously be less than equal to 5, right? It's common sense. So I found two more pairs, okay? I found two more pairs using sliding window algorithm without listing all the pairs. Why are we doing this? See, the brute force approach made us find the pairs in O of n square. Now just in O of n, we can check, just in O of n using sliding window, we can check if we are able to find pairs less than equal to a specific number. So currently our mid is 5, so we are checking how many pairs have the value less than equal to 5, right? So we found two more pairs, okay? Let me list down the pairs, then it will be much more clearer. First of all, we found two more pairs, so my answer will increment by 2. So currently I have 3 pairs, okay? And let me write down the pairs. What are the additional pairs we found? We found the pair phi 1 and we found the pair phi 2, okay? All these pairs have absolute difference less than equal to 5, okay? Now still we can increment our I, because still our absolute difference is less than equal to 5. So till the time our absolute difference is less than equal to 5, we can keep on moving I, we can keep on incrementing the sliding window, right? So I will again increment my sliding window. Now what will my sliding window become? So my sliding window will become this value, right? Now I is 10, j is 1. Now let me calculate the absolute difference. What is the absolute difference? 10 minus 1 is 9. Now for the first time 9 is greater than 5. It's not satisfying the condition. We are checking for 5 because 5 is our mid value. So we are checking for 5, but 9 is greater than 5. That means, see, if a minus b is greater than 5, and what we want to achieve? We want to get a minus b less than equal to 5. So what is the way to achieve that? We have already incremented a. So the next way to achieve that is, now try to increment b. If you increment b, you can reduce the difference, right? Currently the difference is greater. If you increment b, you are increasing a negative quantity, so the difference will come down and you will get a difference less than 5. So now what we will do? We will increment the j pointer, okay? See, currently this is our I, this is our j. Now just because we have a higher difference, so what I will do? I will increment my j pointer for the first time. So I will increment my j pointer for the first time. So what I am doing now, I am incrementing my j pointer. This is my I, this is my j, okay? Now I will again check between 10 and 2. 10 minus 2 is what? 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 is still greater than 5. So what I have to do? I have to still increment my j pointer. Okay, because I have to still increment this negative value so that I get a smaller difference, because we want a difference less than equal to 5. Okay, so I will still increment my j pointer. So let me increment my j again. Now I will again check. So 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5 is now less than equal to 5, right? 10 is my I pointer, j is 5, right? Okay, so 5 is less than equal to 5. Now again I got one more pair. So I will increment my answer. I have 4 pairs. And what is the new pair that we got? We got the pair 10 and 5. 10 and 5 pair. This is also having absolute difference. So how many pairs we found? We found 4 pairs, right? We found 4 pairs which are having value less than equal to 5. But what is our k? Okay, now observe this carefully. For the condition when mid is equal to 5, let me first of all erase this. Let me first of all erase all this. Okay, let me just keep this. For the condition mid is equal to 5, right? For the condition mid equal to 5, we were checking how many pairs we got. How many pairs did we get? We got 4 pairs, right? We got 4 pairs. 4 pairs are satisfying the condition. 4 pairs are satisfying the condition which are having absolute value less than equal to 5. But what we want? We want the fifth smallest pairs. But there are only 4 pairs. Which are less than equal to 5. We want the fifth smallest pair. So 5 is definitely not our answer. We have to increment our mid. Why we have to increment our mid? See, notice this carefully. These are all the absolute differences, right? See, what we did, we checked for 5. 5 is what? 5 is at the 4th position, right? 5 is at the 4th position. There are 4 pairs less than equal to 5. But what we want in our case, for the example k equal to 5, we want fifth smallest pair. So 5 can never be our answer. Anything less than 5 can also never be our answer, because this array is sorted, right? This is sorted. So anything less than 5 cannot be our answer, because anything less than 5 will give even lesser values. Anything greater than 5 is the answer. Okay, because we found 5 with 5 as the mid, we found 4 possible pairs. Now what do we want? We want the fifth smallest absolute difference, right? We want the fifth smallest absolute difference. So if 5 is not the answer, how can anything less than 5 be the answer, right? This is not the answer. So anything greater than 5 will be the answer. Okay, so what we are going to do now, for the first time, we are going to change. This is not the answer. 5 is not the answer. Anything less than 5 is also not the answer. So we are going to increment. Okay, we are going to increment the values. So what was our current mid? Current mid was 5. Now what we will do? We know that 5 is not the answer. So what we are going to do? We are going to increment our value. So what will your new low become? 5 is not the answer. So new low will become 6, which is just 5 plus 1. And what is the high? High will remain 9. Okay. Now we will do the same thing. Next iteration. Low is equal to 6. High is equal to 9. What is mid? Mid will be 6 plus 9 by 2. Okay, so 6 plus 9 is 15. 15 by 2 is equal to 7. Now we are going to guess with 7. With mid value as 7, let's try to find how many pairs can we find. Okay, so we are trying to check with 7 how many pairs we can find which are going to give absolute difference less than equal to 7. If we are able to find 5, okay, if we are able to find 5 pairs, then that can be a candidate for answer. Okay, now let's quickly do this. So we have 1 2 5 10, right? We have 1 2 5 10. So let's quickly calculate what is the difference that we are looking for. We are looking for 7. How many pairs have difference less than equal to 7? We are going to check for that. Okay, so how are we doing? We are using the sliding window approach. We have I, we have j. I is initially 1, j is equal to 0. So we will first check for these. Values. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1, right? So I found one pair because 1 is less than equal to 7. So 1 is less than equal to 7. So 7 can, so we have found one pair which is going to give me less than equal to 7. Okay, so what I will do, I will increment my I pointer. I will move my sliding window. I will increment my I pointer. I becomes equal to 2. Now I will check 5. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 is still less than equal to 7, right? So I have, how many pairs did I find? I found 2 pairs. I found 2 pairs. What are the 2 pairs I found? I found 2 pairs, phi 2 and phi 1. In the entire sliding window I found 2 pairs. Okay, now I will again increment I. I will again increment I. I is equal to 3. So now I will check 10 minus 1. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 is greater than 7. So in this case what I am going to do? I am going to increment j. I am going to increment j. Okay, I am going to increment j. So let me increment j. J is equal to 1. I is equal to 3. Again I am going to check what is 10 minus 2. 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 is greater than 7, right? So again what I have to do? I have to increment j. So j is equal to 2. I is equal to 3. What I will check? I will again check 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5 is what? Is equal to 5. 5 is less than equal to 7, right? That means I again found a pair which is satisfying the condition less than equal to 7. So I have a 10-5 pair. So let me write, I have a 10-5 pair. How many total pairs did I find? I found total, how many pairs? I found total 4 pairs. 4 pairs satisfying the condition of having absolute difference less than equal to 7. So now what we'll check? We'll again check. Okay. Let me just erase all this. Let me erase all this. See what we did? We took mid value equal to 7. With mid value as 7, we tried to find how many pairs have absolute difference less than equal to 7. How many pairs did we get? We found 4 pairs. But what do we need? We need the 5th smallest absolute difference. So it cannot be 7. It cannot be 7 also. The 5th smallest absolute difference cannot be 7 also, because it's 7 is only giving 4 pairs, right? With less than equal to 7, see, let's notice here, with less than equal to 7 also you have 4 pairs only. So anything less than 7 or 7 cannot be the answer. So your answer will lie on the right side. Okay, so what you will do? Again you will increment, what you will do? Again you will increment your values. So this time what your low will become? Your low will become 7 plus 1. Low will become 8. What will be your high? High will remain 9. So this time what is your mid? Mid is equal to 8. Mid is equal to 8, right? Low is 8, high is 9. So mid is equal to 8. Okay. Now let's quickly check. Let's very quickly check how many pairs have absolute difference less than equal to 8. Okay. So you have 1, 2, 5, 10. So let's quickly check. What do we do? How do we check? So we start with I. We start with j. First, this is the first sliding window. 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 is less than equal to 8, right? So you have 1 pair. I'll just store it in answer. Okay. So you found 1 pair. Where did you find 1 pair? 2, 1 is the pair. Okay. So now what you will do? You found the answer, right? So we'll increment the sliding window. This is I, this is j. Now you will check 5. 5 minus 1 is what? 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 is less than equal to 8. So how many pairs you found? You found 2 pairs. You found 2 pairs. So your answer will increment. You found 2 pairs. What are the 2 pairs? Phi 2, phi 1. Okay. Again you will increment I, because it's still within the limits, right? So you will increment I. 10 minus 1. 10 minus 1 is 9. Now for the first time 9 is greater than 8. So what you are going to do? You are going to increment j. So this is your j, this is your I. Now you will check 10 minus 2. 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. 8 is less than equal to 8, right? 8 is less than equal to 8. So for the first time, this sliding window is also giving you the answer. So how many pairs you have? You have 2 pairs. What are those pairs? 10, 5. What are those pairs? So this was the sliding window, right? Ij. So this is 1 pair and this is 1 pair which will be less than equal to 8. So if you take the 10 5 pair and you take the 10 2 pair, both of them will give absolute difference less than equal to 8, right? So now what I can do? I found the answer in this sliding window. So what I will do? I will increment I. Next time if I increment I, it goes out of bounds, right? So I will just stop the iteration. So how many pairs do I have? I have 5 pairs. For the very first time I found 5 pairs. I found 5 pairs which are giving absolute difference less than equal to 8. Okay. So now let me come back. So what we did? We found 5 pairs. So what is the mid value? Low is equal to 8, high is equal to 9, mid is equal to 8. With mid equal to 8, what is the answer you are getting? You are getting 5 pairs with absolute difference less than equal to 8. And what do you want? You wanted k. You wanted such a k only. You wanted k which is equal to 5, right? You wanted the fifth smallest absolute difference, right? Fifth smallest absolute difference. Now, so this can be a possible answer. Okay? Because this is satisfying the condition. At least less than equal to 8, there are 5 pairs. So this can be a possible answer. So in this case, what you are going to do? see, in this case, whenever you find such an answer, right, whenever you find such an answer where the number of pairs is less than equal to k, right, number of pairs is less than equal to k, what are you going to do now? Now in this case, see, let's look at it once again. Less than equal to 8, less than equal to 8, how many pairs did you find? You found 5. So 8 can be a possible answer. It need not be the answer, but in this case 8 is a possible answer, right? So what we are going to do, in the earlier cases when we didn't find a possible answer, we incremented the low value. So in this case, what you are going to do, in this case you are going to keep 8 can be a possible answer. So the high will become equal to 8. 8 can be a possible answer. That means the answer will be less than equal to 8 only. You know that, see, because you know that, see, what you know that 8, at 8 you are getting, at the number 8 itself you are getting at least 5 pairs which are less than equal to 8, and you want to find the fifth smallest pair. At 8 you are getting, at 8 itself you are getting at least 5 pairs which are less than equal to 8, right? So, and you want to find the fifth smallest pair, so the answer will be definitely within this range. So you can ignore this range. You will not find an answer in the right side, but rather you will find an answer in the left side. Or 8 is also a possible answer, right? 8 is also a possible answer, or the left of it will be the answer. So this time high will become equal to 8, okay, and low is anyway 8. So the next time mid is also equal to 8, and this time what you will do, you know, you have 5 pairs, so this will remain your low value. Next time what will happen, when low is equal to high, you can exit the loop, you can remove the iterations, okay, I mean you can exit out of the iteration. So now let's code it. So what we did, let's start from the very beginning. See, the brute force approach is O of n square, which is listing all pairs, okay. So we are not going to do this, rather what we are going to do, first of all we are going to sort the array, right? Sorting the array is just n log n, and the time complexity of this entire algorithm is also n log n only. Now what we are going to do, we are going to apply binary search, okay. So what we were doing, what did we do? We applied binary search. We know that, how did we start, right? What did we do? We found low, we found high. How did we find high and low? So how did we find high? We took the maximum answer minus the minimum in this array. That was the range up to which we can get the absolute differences, okay. So first let me start with high. What is high? After sorting, the last number is the maximum number and the first number is the minimum number. This will give you the maximum possible absolute difference that you have, right? And what is your low? How do you find out your low? So for finding low, you will have to iterate through the array, okay. So iterate through the array, and what did we do for low? We checked adjacent numbers. Adjacent numbers only will give you low, right? If you want to find the lowest value, what did we do? For finding the lowest possible value, we checked only adjacent numbers, okay. Only they can give you the lowest possible difference, because see, if with 1 you want the lowest possible difference, you will not get it with any numbers greater. You will only get it, if you get it, you will get it only with its adjacent number, right? So what we did, we checked the adjacent numbers. So I will start with I equal to 1. If array of I minus array of I minus 1, between adjacent numbers I am checking, right? If that is less than low, this will be your new low, okay. So the lowest possible absolute difference you can get by just checking the adjacent numbers, okay. So I can declare a low. Initially I can make it int max, okay, and whenever I get a proper low, I can change it. Now what we did binary search, right? What did we do? While low is less than high, first of all we declared a mid, right? So what is mid? Mid is equal to low plus high by 2. After declaring the mid, what we did, we called a function, sliding window function, okay. Let me call, so we did a sliding window function, right? Let me just call it sliding function. In that sliding function, we passed our mid value, we passed our array. For this mid value we checked, okay. Let's take an example. Let's say what was your mid value, first mid value that you got? Your low was 1, high was 9, right? First mid value you got was 5. So you are checking, so what are you checking? How many pairs have absolute difference less than mid value, less than or equal to 5, that's what you are checking. So you are calling a sliding function to check that, okay. So let me just, so whatever answer we get, right, whatever answer we get from here, let me call it answer, whatever answer we get from here, that will tell us how many pairs have absolute difference less than equal to 5. So we'll code that sliding window code, but let's first of all complete this binary search. See, if answer that we are getting is less than k, for example, when we took the example of mid equal to 5, how many pairs did we get? We got only 4 pairs. But what we want the fifth smallest pair, right? We want the fifth smallest pair. So we can make sure 5 is not our answer. 5 is never going to be our answer, because we want the fifth smallest pairs, and we have only 4 pairs less than equal to 5. So we know that. So this means you can eliminate 5 as answer. 5 is not going to be the answer. Okay, what is going to be the answer? The answer is going to be something greater than 5, right? The answer is going to be something greater than 5. So you can increment your low, because your answer is going to be greater than 5. So you can remove all the numbers which are less than equal to 5, and you can improve your low. Else, okay, else your answer can be, if you found answer if you find answer greater than equal to k, then your high value can be mid, right? It can be this answer, or you can try to find a better answer. So that's what we do. This is the simple code, and after this we can just return. Okay, after this what will happen? Low will become equal to high when we exit this, as we saw in our full example. Okay, so in our example 8 was the answer in the example we took, and we'll return 8. Okay, now let's code the sliding window function. Coding sliding window function is very simple. Okay, what are we doing in the sliding function? So we have a function, let me try to, okay, we have a sliding function. In the sliding function, first of all, I'm taking a difference, right? Mid, whatever is the mid value, that is the difference that I'm taking, and I have an array. In this array, what I'm doing, I'm finding out how many pairs have absolute difference less than or equal to, okay, equal to difference. Okay, this is just my mid value. I'm just passing the mid value, right? I'm passing the mid value here, so I'm just taking it as difference. So how we can code? We are doing very simple thing. We are keeping 2 pointers. What we are doing? We are using 2 pointer algorithm, right? So what we are doing? Suppose you have to find how many pairs. Okay, let's take for the example mid equal to 5. What we did? We took a sliding window. Where did we start the sliding window? First we took I pointer here, j pointer here, and first time what we did? We found 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. 1 is less than equal to 5, right? So our sliding window can be expanded. We can find better pairs. So whenever you satisfy this condition, right? Whenever you are getting a answer which is less than equal to the answer less than equal to difference, right? 1 is the current difference between I and j. If that is less than equal to 5, you can expand the sliding window. And your sliding window can increase. I will increase. Okay, whenever you are getting, okay, so what we did, we improved the sliding window, and we kept a count of how many pairs we got. So first time we got a pair 2 1, right? So first time, what is the count of pairs that you have? So in the initial case, the count will just be I minus j, right? See, for example here, 5 minus 1 is equal to 4, and 4 is less than equal to 5, right? So how many pairs did you get? You got 2 pairs, 5 2 and 5 1. How do you get 2 pairs? I minus j is equal to 2, right? I is equal to 2, j is equal to 0. So you got 2 pairs, right? 5 1 and 5 2 are the 2 pairs that you got. How you can get the pairs? Just do I minus j, you will get the number of pairs, right? So that's what we did. So let me take I pointer. I is equal to 1, I less than n, I plus plus. Let me also pass n. So let me also pass n in the function. Let me pass n. Okay, now, okay, so what I'm doing, I'm also keeping a count variable. Count is initially 0. See, I should always do count plus equal to I minus j, right? When I should do this? So whenever the difference array of I minus array of j, right? Array of I minus array of j, it is less than equal to difference, right? It's less than equal to difference. Till that time I can do this, and I can expand my window, right? So I will keep getting incremented, and I will keep on expanding my window till this condition is satisfied, right? If this condition is not satisfied, right? So if array of I minus array of j will become greater than difference, then what will happen? In that case, you have to increment your j pointer, which is the behind pointer, right? See, whenever this condition was not getting satisfied, what we did, see, this condition is getting satisfied right now, so it's okay, but let's expand the window now. So we are expanding the window. So you have I here and j here. So 10 minus 1 is equal to 9. Now 9 is becoming greater than 5. That means you can increment your j pointer. So j will come here. J will get incremented, right? J will come here. So now you can check for 10 and 2 again. So 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. 8 is still greater than 5. So what you will do? You will again increment your j pointer. Again you will increment the j pointer, and where will j come? J will come here. So now you can check 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. 5 is less than 5, right? Less than equal to 5. So again you found the answer. So what we are doing, we are incrementing the j pointer if this condition is getting satisfied, if this condition is not getting satisfied. So see, these are just opposite conditions, right? So I can, if you want, you can also give. Okay, so I need not give this condition because if I have given this condition, if this doesn't happen, okay, then this will happen. So now I can keep on doing this, right? Because I'll give while. It's not if, I can give while, because while while the difference is, okay, while the difference between the two numbers that you are taking is greater than the difference, you can keep on incrementing your j pointer. That is the logic of sliding window, right? And finally you can return count. So that's it. That is the code. I hope that this will work. So there is some compilation error. So let me make this as ARR because it's ARR. So there is some error. So I have forgotten a semicolon here. Let me check again. So it's fine. Let's submit and see. It should work. So it's working. Thank you for being patient and listen.